Harleysville Bank, commercial loan officer. Today I'm your part-time tour guide. Welcome to the Excellence in Design Tour 2020. When our Architectural and Environmental Committee had to cancel the tour for 2021 in Doylestown Borough and Dublin Borough, we were really disappointed. We thought about what are we going to do? So this year we decided we'd go back into the vaults and we go back to 2014 when we focused on the architecture of A. Oscar Martin. Today I'm speaking to you from a property here in the borough. It's one of the best examples of an Oscar Martin property. Martin was born in 1873. He graduated from the Drexel Institute of Technology with an architectural and engineering degree in 1893. And in 1896, he actually opened his first architectural studio right here in Dublin Borough. The importance of this home is that this was his very first residential commission. And one of the things you'll see on it that really makes it one of the hallmarks of a Martin design is you see where the eave reaches out over the building, okay? Martin was known for making really exaggerated eaves on his property. And that's something that you almost always see in a Martin design. And it serves two purposes. One is that it makes for a really decorative aesthetic view. The second is that it protects the building and the windows. Another thing you'll see on a Martin design is either a wraparound porch or a large porch, which is often a feature of the property. One of the things that's important here to note too is that if you look at the decoration on the property, when he built this and designed it in 1899, it was something that they were between the Victorian era and something new was coming. So Victorian architecture kind of has like a gingerbread look that the decoration sort of slapped on the front. This property, the way he has it designed, gives it a very solid, very classic appealing look. It's actually more of the craftsman era for architecture. Another thing I thought was a great choice was this color of the brick. You'll see the brick is more of a yellow to it than a red brick. And a lot of people don't realize that the brick color is part of the iron content in the actual block. Now, standing here in 2020, you don't think that this was the heart of the industrial section of Doylestown Borough, but in 1899 it was. So this building was originally actually built to house a carriage repair in the first floor. So the basements here are 12 feet high so that they could roll the carriages in. Now over the years the property has also been used as an antique shop and also a full service laundry. So let's walk across the street. We're going to go over to another one of Oscar Martin's designs. This one's 153 Shule Street. And what really makes this an amazing property is you'll see again, you see those eaves, you see the decorations underneath them. Again, the exaggerated eave is something that you'll see in many of Martin's designs. And on this one of the things I've read about doing about architects in this era is a lot of times they would just put in on their drawings, make the eaves this big, and then they would leave it to the carpenters to actually decorate them. And if you look at the work on that, it's incredible. These guys weren't just carpenters, they were craftsmen. Let's look at the front of the property. It's got some really interesting things that Martin was doing. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this was actually designed in 1901, and it's his primary residence. So come on over to the gate. We'll take a look at Martin's front door. And one of the things that I think is just really makes this property just outstanding is look at the brickwork. That's called Flemish bond brick, okay? And Flemish bond just basically means that they take the brick and they turn it from sideways to longwise. And in this case, they glaze the ends of the brick to give it that Flemish brickwork. If you like Flemish brickwork, just go up the street, the Shule, where the courthouse is, and where the old armory building is. They retained the facade of the armory building because it had such amazing Flemish architecture, blockwork on there. You've got to check it out, and it's a really short walk from here. Another thing that's really cool, and this is where we get to use, in the A&E committee, we get to use, tour guides get to use really cool and important architectural language. You see the decorative doohickey up there? All right, it's actually not called a doohickey, it's called a Flemish gable. And if the Flemish gable and the circular window, it's called an ocular window, okay, looks familiar, that's because on 57 East Oakland Street, there's a commercial building that actually houses the medical healing arts property right now. And that almost exact design is on there. Something else that's cool are the two balls on either side of it. They're made out of terracotta. The function they serve is purely decorative. That's all they're here. And what's interesting about the property is that we know that while we didn't get to take an interior tour like we did across the street, we know that a lot of the interior work had been kept. They retained as much of the chestnut wood that they could in all of the interiors on the property. So one of the things here that's really cool about this property is that we know that a lot of work has been done in the 100+ years since it had been built, is that when the roof was replaced and they pulled off the old asbestos tiles off of it, each and every one of them actually had a stamp on it that said A. Oscar Martin on it. What a cool legacy. It'd be enough if your name was just stamped on every roof in Doylestown. But to know that you're the guy the architect who designed some of the most significant and interesting architecture in Doylestown Borough is what a legacy that A. Oscar Martin left all of us in Doylestown with it. And if you like what you've seen here, what I would recommend is you get on Google, okay, and you can check out these properties on Google. I've got some addresses for you. These also were A. Oscar Martin designs. 68 Shule, which was the firehouse, which is, again, right up the street. 12 North Main. 14 East Oakland. 21 and 57 East Ashland. Both great examples of residential properties. So I'm Scott Little, volunteer with the A&E Committee. I want to thank Carroll Engineering. They were our sponsor that made this possible, and they make every year they're our sponsor for the Excellence in Design Tour. I want to thank my cameraman extraordinaire, Brad Sanders with the Chamber of Commerce. I also want to thank all our volunteers with the A&E Committee and thank the Chamber of Commerce. Especially thank you for tuning in today. Especially want to leave you with this, September 26th. Put it on your calendar now. We're going to see you in Dublin Borough for the 2021 Excellence in Design Tour. Thank you very much.